Well, I'll say this: Skyfall is an old dog with new tricks.
Dunch. Hi guys, this is Second Perspective. This is another episode of QQ. My name is Paul Weston, and over there is Mitchell Allen. And Mitch, why don't you just get right to it and give us a synopsis of Skyfall?
Sure, this is going to be super spoiler free because you
Mm.
guys should just discover this movie. So, Skyfall is directed by Sam Mendes, who's done American Beauty and Revolutionary Road before that. It's also co-written by John Logan, who's done Gladiator and The Aviator. So this movie is again James Bond, and he's played by Daniel Craig again. So in this film, Bond is compromised by a decision that M makes, and M is played by Judi Dench. And then also a dark figure from M's past has resurfaced and is making things very difficult for MI6, Bond, M, and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean,
Honestly, like Mitch has made a very smart choice. It's like you want to watch this film and you want to go on the adventure. You want to know very little. I really don't think there's much to hide about our feelings about this film. It's a very good film. I'm gonna say right out the gate, it's probably my favorite of the three. And one of the reasons is that it's so thematically cohesive. The script is very tight, and everything down to the sex scenes are actually thematically relevant, which is really cool. And it's the thing is, it's not just that each and every scene, unlike Quantum of Solace, which is a complete opposite, they're all thematically cohesive. It's even they show it visually as well. So it's just that's a very difficult thing to do in any film, and the fact they do it with this film is great. Mitch, why don't you tell them some of our feelings about the villain?
sure. I mean, also just to add on to that, it's visual, but it's also very resonant. So it really sticks with you rather than just like makes sense. It actually like comes together and makes you feel things. But the villain, I mean, part of the reason is the characters are also so grounded and really like come with great arcs and great goals and obstacles. And the villain in particular, played by Javier Bardem, is just so spooky, but like really feels tangible and really feels like a force to be reckoned with, which is a great thing for Bond to deal with because it gives him another huge obstacle, which he's given very many in this film. So it's a great addition to this one.
Yeah, like one of the things we had mentioned in our Quantum of Solace review is that like we just didn't fear Dominic Green at all, whereas this film, within the first 5 minutes, the villain does something very obvious that we're like, oh, this person is not to be screwed with. We'll say very quickly, the cinematography is amazing. Mitch said it off air to me that it's probably it's easily the most colorful Bond films. It's probably one of the best cinematography.
I think it's a beautiful looking film. Probably one of the best looking films I've seen in a long time, if not in the top ranks of many films.
Yeah. So although we shouldn't really be surprised from Roger Deakins.
Yeah.
One thing we will say about sort of the potential turnoffs of this film is that what so many people loved about Casino Royale was that a lot of it was like sort of action packed, very like forceful, aggressive and that sort of thing. And while there are moments that are just like that in Skyfall, it also partly because there is Sam Mendes, who is a very well renowned stage director. He dwells in sort of the quieter moments. And that's so it's like more closer to 50-50, maybe even 60-40, where some like the best moments of the film come from the quieter, the more sort of character moments.
Yeah.
I know that Mitch had a thought or two on the second act.
I mean, I think he's a very patient director, which is a big plus, and it adds a really new flavor to Bond and to that style. But it can be both a very big strength and a bit of a weakness because some of the pacing in this movie is a bit too slow and some scenes are just a little too extended. So it sometimes doesn't always pay off, but when it does really pay off big.
The one other thing that Mitch and I thought that could be a bit of a small blemish on this film is that sometimes it is a tad bit repetitive, either thematically, which didn't bother me as much as it bothered Mitch. But
it's more that it bothered me that it was a little too much on the nose. Do you know what I mean? Like they would say something, and it's not that you didn't get that before, but they would make sure to almost drill it in your skull, like almost get to that line or cross it, and then thankfully there's so much strength that you didn't mind it as much. But it's a little
and there are a few parts in the script where it's like they do such a good job showing in the blocking and showing in the shots of they displaying particular information, like, okay, I get it, and then the character would be like, oh, he hacked us, or
Yeah.
he ran away. Like you need
Or
to say
this
that.
is, or
Like,
this is like the old ways are the best, and
you're like,
they'll say that like 3 times in a row. So it's like
it's one of those
minor.
things.
We're nitpicking is really what this is. Yeah.
But like those are like, and that's some of the worst blemishes. So let's get straight to it. I'm gonna give it a A. And I would absolutely tell them to go see this. Go see Casino Royale, see Skyfall, and then you can go see Spectre. What about you?
I mean, it's like an A minus. Maybe just because I'm just not sure if I'm ready to give something like this like an A, because there's parts of it that just are a little draggy, but most of it is brilliant. So I don't know. It's in that A minus A range.
Yeah, for me, it's a definite A. There are some parts that are not as well thought out, or not thought out, but as quite as polished. But the fact that he was able, like Sam Mendes and co, were able to do this in a Bond film that has so many like tropes and all these things that it has to sort of deal with. And not only that, but there was Quantum of Solace right behind it, and there was a lot of pressure. It's an A film for me.
That's right.
Please come join us in the discussion. There's plenty to talk about this film. And we're want to talk about Skyfall, and we're also going to talk about sort of Spectre and our sort of hopes for that film. So, again, I'm Paul Weston. Over there is Mitchell Allen. And join us in the discussion. See you soon, guys.
Check us out.
Bye.